lecture of your chapter number 7, which is the plastic design. Okay, so first of all, in the first lecture, we will discuss about the basic concept of plastic design. After that, we will discuss about there is total 9 assumptions which we have to made while we have to design for any element based on plastic design. After that, we will discuss about one derivation, and that derivation is derived for fully plastic moment. And after this derivation of equations, we will discuss about three definitions. First one is shape factor, second one is load factor, and last one is working load. Okay, or third definition is also called as collapse load. Now we are moving further to our last session. So in last session we will discuss about there is total two methods of analysis. First one is static method, and after that it is kinematic method. Okay, so you can see that in the last lecture we will discuss about total there is three types of beams which is discussed in today's and in today's and this is in this chapter. Okay, so first one is simply supported beam. So first of all, this is the basic revision of your mechanics of solid. Okay, now you can see that whenever there is a simply supported beam, then the value of number of redundancy which is equal to 0. It means there both the support is not responding to restrain the moment. Okay, so at that point, the the point at which the point load is acting, at that point we have to consider as the plastic moment. After that, in the second case, it is prop cantilever beam. And now what is the meaning of prop cantilever beam? So the meaning of prop cantilever beam is in which the left support or any one support is fixed support and second one is simple support. So you can see that in this figure, this is prop cantilever beam in which your number of plastic moment which is equal to 2. It means your all the moments, all the systems moment is distributed at a fixed support, and second one point is at point which the load is has to be acting. Okay, now your third case is for fixed beam. So in fixed beam, the both the supports are fixed, and when the both the supports are fixed, then the number of plastic moments is equal to 3. So which are that 3 points? So first point at the point of load and other two is at fixed support. Okay, after this discussion we will discuss about the step of determining the collapse load or plastic moment. So students, there is total 3 steps. So first step is to find out number of redundancy. Second one is number of plastic moment, and at last we have to use kinematic method and find out collapse load or plastic moment, whichever is asked in your question. Okay, now we are moving further to today's session. So now in the first case, it is clearly mentioned that find out collapse load or plastic moment. You can see that in this example, you have to find out both the values. But in GTU point of view, you have to ask any one value, whether it is collapse load or it is plastic moment. Okay. For simply supported beam carrying a concentrated load. Now, concentrated load is also called as point load. So it is capital W at a distance small a from left support. Okay. So you can see that in this figure, this is your simply supported beam in which your left support is hinge support, your right support is roller support, and the concentrated load. Okay, so concentrated load, it is equal to point load. So this is your point load which is acting at small a distance from left support. So you can see that this collapse load, okay, so this concentrated load or this point load is considered as collapse load. Okay. So this is the figure based on this question. Now, first of all, your first step is to find out number of redundancy. Okay. So for finding out number of redundancy, your equation is capital R minus small r. Okay. So what is the value of capital R? So capital R is equal to number of reactions. Okay. So for hinge support, the value of number of reaction is equal to 2. It is vertical and second one is horizontal. And for a roller support, the value of capital R which is equal to 1. Now, for whole the system, your value of capital R is equal to 3. So, this is the value of capital R. Now, what is small r? Your small r is number of equilibrium condition, and it is already discussed in last session that your number of equilibrium condition is equal to 3. First one is summation of m is equal to 0, summation of v is equal to 0, and summation of h is equal to 0. Okay. So after finding out the capital R and small r, now we have to find out number of redundancy. Okay. So number of redundancy is equal to capital R minus small r. So it is equal to 0 because your capital R is equal to 3 and your small r is equal to 3. So 3 minus 3 which is equal to 0. Okay. So this is the end of your step number 1. Now we are moving further to second step which is equal to number of plastic moment. So the equation of number of plastic moment which is equal to number of redundancy plus 1. Okay. Now it is already studied in step number 1 that your number of redundancy for simply supported beam is equal to 0. So 0 plus 1 which is equal to 1. It means in this system there is only one point at which you have to distribute a moment, and this point is at the point of load. Okay. Now, after completing your step number 1 and step number 2, you have to draw deflection diagram of this beam, and your deflection diagram of this beam is like this. Okay. So this is your beam in which this is your load. Your load is considered as collapse load. Now you can see that this is distance A and this is distance B. Okay. This point load is not acting at the center. Okay. But the distance is difference. So this left portion is A distance and right one is B. Now if your distance is different, then the angle generated with horizontal plane is also different. So say for example you have to assume that this angle is theta and this angle is theta 1. Now in this system only one point which consider as plastic moment, and that point is at the point of load. So you can see in this figure your plastic moment is generated under the load has to be acting. Okay. So now we are moving further to your step number 3 in which first of all you have to find out external work done. Okay, so it is already discussed in the last lecture that when the point load is acting, then the equation of external work done is equal to load into deflection under that point. So first of all, you have to find out this deflection. Now, what is this value? So this vertical portion is unknown. Okay, so whenever you have to find out this portion, then you have to use tan theta equation. Okay. So you can see that in this figure or in this portion, tan theta is equal to x because x is your unknown, x divided by a. Now, if x is your unknown, then you have to make x is your subject. Okay. So x is equal to a into tan theta. Now this deflection is very small, okay, as compared to, you can see that in this figure. So whenever your deflection is very small, then you have to consider that your tan theta nearly equal to theta. Okay, so your a into tan theta nearly is equal to theta, so your value of x is equal to a theta. It means your deflection value is a theta, but this calculation is coming from left side portion. Similar calculation is also made from right side. So you can see that you have to made tan theta 1 equation. So your tan theta 1 is equal to x divided by b. So your value of x is equal to b into theta 1. Okay. Now you have to design any beam like it is balanced. So this point is exactly is at this point, and when and only your this deflection and this deflection is equal. So you have to equate the value of x. So you can see that from left portion the value of x is equal to a theta, and from right portion the value of x is equal to b into theta 1. Okay. Now you can equate this both the value of x. So it is a theta is equal to b into theta 1. So it makes one relation between theta and theta 1. So now you have to make the subject of theta or theta 1. But in this lecture we have to make our theta 1 as a subject. So you have to find out theta 1. So theta 1 is equal to a theta divided by b. Now very most important term is starting. So it is external work done. So what is the equation of external work done? So it is already clear in your last lecture that if point load is acting, then external work done is equal to load into deflection under that point. Okay, so this is load, which is equal to WC into deflection. So what is this value? This value is a theta. Okay, so this your external work done is equal to WC into a theta. Okay, now you have to find out internal work done. So your internal work done is acting at one point. Okay, you can see that because your number of plastic moment is equal to 1, so your internal work done is acting at only one point, and this point is at the point of load. So internal work done is equal to mp into, what is this? At this point total angle is the summation of theta plus theta 1. So your answer of internal work done, so it is mp into theta plus theta 1. Now after calculating external work done and internal work done, next step is to equate both the values. But whenever you have to equate both the values, your both the term is in the form of theta or theta 1. Okay, so you can see that your external work done is already in theta form. So you have to convert your internal work done, which is in theta plus theta 1 form. So you have to convert your theta 1 form to theta form. Okay. So MP is constant, theta plus, now what is the theta 1? So your theta 1 is equal to a theta by b. Okay. From now you can see that theta is common from both the terms. So theta is common. Now 1 plus a by b. Now with the help of LSM you can see that mp into theta in the bracket, b is multiplied with 1, so it is b plus a divided by b. Now what is b plus a? So b plus a is also called as a plus b. So you can see that in this figure your a plus b, which is equal to your total length of beam. So now A plus B is replaced with L. So your final internal work done in the form of theta is MP theta L by B. So you can see that your external work done is in theta form, and now your internal work done is also in theta form. Now you can equate both the values. So whenever you have to equate both the values, your final answer is WC into A theta is equal to MP theta L by B. Now you can see that theta theta is cancelled, and if in GTU it is clearly mentioned that find out collapse load, then you have to make collapse load as a subject. So if your collapse load is finding out in your GTU exam, so collapse load is equal to MPL divided by AB. And opposite things made that if plastic moment is asked in your exam, then you have to make plastic moment as your subject. So your final equation in WC form and MP form is like this. Okay, so students, this is the end of your case number 1.